Hello everyone and welcome to the part 10 of this video series where we're making a Dribble clone. So now I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do in this video. So right now we have completed all the components here. We have made the text component. Okay, so these are one of the type of the text component. Okay, then image component and video component. This is the video component and this is the gallery component. Okay, so we have made all the components here. And now I'm going to add one more feature to each component, and that would be this menu. Okay, so each component will have this menu, and when selecting that component we are going to show that menu over here. Okay, now I'll tell you what these menus do here. So first we have this arrow up icon. So when we click this, this will move this component up. Okay, as you can see, we have moved this text component from here to here. Now if I click on this and again click on this arrow button, this will move this text component to above this first media component. Okay, and also we can move this component down as well, as you can see. Okay, so this is the function of these two buttons here. Now after that we have this copy button. So this will just copy and paste this same component just below this component. Okay, so if I click on this, so right now as you can see I have this component, this type of component, only one. Okay, over here as you can see the number of this component is only one. Now if I click on this, this will just duplicate this component, and now we will have the same component two times over here. Okay, so this is the function for this copy and paste button. And then we also have a delete button. So when we click on this, this will delete this whole component. Okay, and as you can see this got deleted, and now we only have one image component. Okay, so these are all the functions of this menu that we are going to make in this video. And also after that we are going to make this model which will have categories. We are going to make these categories in our database. Okay, and also we are going to have tags here. Now to add tags we are going to use a hashtag symbol here, and then we can write our tag like this. Okay, so we are going to add category and tags like this. This is a little bit different from the Dribble. So now let's go to our development server. This is the development server, and this is already made by me, so I'm going to now close this. Okay, or I can just drag it here. Okay, so we are going to now start working on this. And one more thing that I have missed in the text component. So when adding the text here, so when adding editor and also adding in the text, actually I forgot to add these part. Okay, here, so you need to add this here. Okay, so that we can add a text component just below the selected line over here. Okay, like this. And also if you're not seeing correct CSS here, because we have installed the setcn here, and which actually messed our tailwind config file, so you need to add these again. Okay, so typography and this require thing. Okay, so yeah, with that you would be able to solve the problem if you are having that problem. Okay, if you're not having that problem, then that's good. Okay, so now with that let's go to work on the image component first. Okay, so we are going to add our new menu over here, and before that let's go to our use upload data, and first we are going to add those functions here for moving the component up or down, or copy and paste or delete that component. Okay, so we are going to add those functions here. So in the interface let's add that first. So our new function will be first move entry up. Okay, and this will take id, which will be a type of string, and then this will return nothing. Okay, after that we are going to have move entry down. Okay, like this. Then we are going to have copy entry, and this will take the original id of the component that we want to be copied and pasted. So original id, this will be type of string, then new id, and this will also, we are going to take it from the component, or you can generate this new id inside the function as well, okay, from UUID, but we are going to take from the component, okay. And this will also not return anything. After that, we are going to have the delete function. So this will be move entry, this will take the id, and this will just return nothing, okay. Now let's define those functions here. So below this, first will be our move entry function. So move entry up, okay, this will take the id, inside that set, then take the state here, okay, and from the state we are going to do the changes. So first we are going to get the index of our entry here, okay. Find the index of the current component, okay. So state dot entries dot find index, okay. Here we are going to have the entry dot id, and this will be equals to id that we have passed, okay. Now after we get the index, if the index is greater than 0, we are going to get all the entries first here. So we can write const new entries, okay, is equals to array, and then the structure state dot entries, okay. So we have all the entries here. Now after this, we are going to actually swap these two components here, okay. So since we are moving this up, we want the index of this component, which will be index -1, okay, and we already have index of this, so we are just going to swap these two component, okay. So let's go here, and we are going to swap these two components. So we can get the entry, new entries, and then pass the index, then second will be new entries, and pass the index -1, okay. And now we are going to swap this. So this will be equals to, we just copy this one and paste here, and now this will be -1, and this will be index, okay. So with this way, we are going to swap the first component and the second component, okay. And for the moving this down, we are going to actually use the plus sign over here, okay. I hope you understand. Now after this, we are going to return the entries. So we can return entries here, and this will be equals to new entries, okay. And lastly, we are going to return our state. With this, we are done with our move entry function. And for the move entry down, we can just copy and paste it here, and we are going to do some changes. So here we are going to first change the condition. So index should not be -1, okay. That means we do not find our entry here using this id. And also we are going to check if the index is less than state dot entries dot length -1, okay. So that means if we are already at the bottom, we cannot go any further down below. So that is why we are checking this condition here. And after that, we can just replace this with plus, and here as well. And this way we are going to move our entry down. So this is going to be down. After that, we are going to write our copy entry function. So copy entry function, this will take original id, and the new id, okay. Set state, first we are going to find the index of our entry, so we can actually copy that from here. After that, we are going to check if we have that entry or not. So the index should not be equals to -1. If we have that entry inside our data, we can copy that entry. So we can write const entry to copy, okay, and then pass the state dot entries and then index. After that we are going to create a new entry with this entry. So new entry, and this will be equals to this, and id will be new id. Everything will be same except for the id, since if the id is same, then we are going to get two values when we search for using the get entry method. Okay, so we want to change our id here. Okay, after that we are going to create new entries here like this. Okay, and right now this new entries does not have this our new entry. Okay, so we are going to now push this entry inside the new entries here, and we are actually not going to push it, we are going to actually splice it at a particular index, and the index should be index plus 1. So that would add this new entry just below the original entry. Okay, and after that we are just going to return entries here with new entry. Okay, and then we are going to return our state. Lastly we are going to add remove entry. This will take id, so we can add set the state. Okay, so and here we are going to have the entries, and we are going to get our entries from state dot entries dot filter. So we are going to filter out that particular entry. Okay, and except for that we are going to return all the entries. So entry dot id is equals to id. So okay, so this way we are going to remove that component from our data, and this should be new id. Actually, sorry, I've made a mistake here. So this should be equals to original id, and this should not be equals to id. So these two things, please correct this, otherwise these two functions will not work. Okay, okay, I forgot this semicolon. Okay, don't forget the semicolon here, and that should solve the problem. So with that we are done with all the functions that are going to be in this upload store, and that is all. Now let's close this. Let's go to the image component. Let's get those functions here. So from upload data store we are going to get remove entry, move entry up, move entry down, and then after that lastly we are going to have copy entry. Okay, now we are going to use these here. So let's write our JSX here. Below this we are going to add our menu. I'll give this a class name, and we are going to write it like this. Okay, so give this a class name of absolute top 0 minus right 14. Okay, and w10 p2 py4 rounded full flex call. Okay, item center, justify center, gap of 3, bg white, shadow excel. And after that we are going to check if the sidebar menu is open or not, and also we are going to check if the selected entry id is equals to the entry id of this component. So we are going to check if the is, let's go above, is menu open. So we are going to check here is menu open, and also we are going to check if the selected entry id, let's import that as well, selected entry id here, selected entry id is equals to entry id. So if these two are true, then we are going to do nothing, otherwise this will be hidden. Okay, now inside this div we are going to have arrow up icon. Okay, from Lucid React. On clicking this, what we are going to do, we are going to move the entry up. So we can write it like this, move entry up, and pass the entry id here. Okay, and give this a class name here, and size will be 16, duplicate this. This will be now arrow down, and this will make it down, and everything will be same. After that we are going to have a div, okay, and give this a class name here, inline block bg neutral of 800, h of 0. After that we are going to have icon copy from Direct, okay, and we are going to write it like this. Now on clicking this, on click, first we are going to generate id, so we can write like this. So we can write it like this. Here we are going to generate an id const id is equals to uuid import. Yeah, this is correct. Now let's go below. So we generate a new id here, and then we are going to pass that id in this function. So pass the entry id and then new id, that would be id, and you can actually write it a new id here, that would make more sense, okay, and give the size to be 16. After that we are going to add one more div, so we can copy this from here, paste here, and below that we are going to have one more icon, that would be trash 2, okay. Give this a class name of text red 500, okay, and the size will be 16, okay, and then we can add a on click handler, and that would delete our file. So remove entry, pass the entry id, entry id, okay. Now let's save and let's go to our server here. This is our server, okay. I can actually, let's close this one, okay. So this is the server. Let's upload this one, okay. So and now we need to add the image component. So this is the image component. Now when I click on this, you can see that we have our side menu over here. Now let's move this up. Now as you can see, we have our text component below this. Let's move one more time, and as you can see, this is on the top. And now we are not seeing that menu over here, since this is the first media component, and in the first media component we do not have the menu, okay. Now we are going to have our menu over here, okay. So this move up and move down functions are working. Now let's also see if this is working or not. So when we click on the copy and paste, we should have one more entry which is same as before. And now I would like to delete this, so this is also working, okay, and this was already before, so this is not going to change, okay. So our menu is working, all of them. Now we are going to add them to all these main components, okay, all these components. So let's go here. Now we are going to add the same for video gallery and this text component, okay. So we can copy this this whole div, okay, and then go to the gallery component. I think just below here, I think here we can paste it here. Now let's go again, image component. We need to import all this, so copy this, and we can replace our upload data store with this, okay. Now we also need to import the icon, so let's go here, copy this and paste here. Let's remove this and write plus, and we can remove this, okay. Apart from that, what we have here, so is menu, selector, entry id, and we need to import these three things, okay. So let's go again to the image component, copy this and paste here, okay, and another thing we can get from here. So selected entry ID and is menu open. Okay, similarly we can do for video component. So let's go here, paste it here. Okay, after that we can get these things, and then we can also get that menu. Okay, just below here, and also let's get the functions. Here, okay, which is the main, this is the main text component. So we are going to add here. Okay, I think here. So we can go back to the image component. Let's go below, and here we can copy this and then go to the main text component and paste it here. Okay, now let's go again to the image component. We are going to get some more things, so we can just actually copy these two things and paste here, remove this and import this. Now we need to import these icons and this package. So let's import our icons and package and copy that here. Okay, now after that let's also add this to our first media. Okay, so we can copy this, go to the first media, and just below here we can add this. Go to the gallery component, import this. Okay, then we are going to go again to the gallery component, copy these two and paste here. Okay, and yeah, everything is same. Now let's try the menu for all these components. First, for the first media. Okay, so the first media, I'm not seeing why this is not visible. So let's check for this condition. So is menu is open and this is also true, so we can console this out here and then paste it here. Inspect. Okay, so this is true. If this is true, then we should be getting our menus over here. So why I'm not getting that? Okay, so we have our side menu over here. As you can see, we have the CSS absolute top 0 and everything else that we do over here, but it is somewhere over here, and the reason is that this div does not have position relative. Okay, so we need to make that here. So we need to add the position relative here so that we can see our menu here. Okay, and similarly we have to do to the main text component, otherwise we won't be able to see this. Okay, so this should be inside this. Okay, I think this is already inside this div, and make this, I think, relative. Okay, so when we click on this, okay, not on this, I think this should be inside this, and position relative should be here. Okay, so we can remove this from here. Okay, so let's remove this, and as you can see we have our menu. This is a little bit different, so we can change that here. So right should be, I think, -4, or we can go with the 0, and for the top we can go -5, I think, or maybe -10. So this is only different for the text component. Okay, so now this is good. Now we can use this to move this up, down. We can use this to move this below, up. We can duplicate this, we can delete this, and we can do this same. Okay, so okay, for text component, for duplicating that, we have to add one more thing, because for duplicating this we have to make editor as well. So for this we have to add one more thing. Okay, so we are already on the text component. Now here, instead of generating the id, we are going to make a new editor, and we are going to pass that editor id. So like we did in the sidebar menu, I think this is the function. We can copy this, okay, and then go to the text, main text component, and we can paste it here. Remove this. Let's import all this. So go above and let's import all these functions and these packages. So first we are going to import these type packages, okay, over here, and then we need to import this, which is coming from the editor. So editor store, okay. Import this. Now what we are going to do here, we can remove this, and we are going to write const new editor id, and this will be equals to this add editor, okay. And this function takes some types, and based on that this do some checking here, but we do not need to pass the type here because we are going to get the content from our data. So we can get here content const entry data is equals to get entry, and then pass the selected entry id, or you can pass the entry id here, both are same. Now after that we can just remove this, okay, and here we can get the content from our entry data. So we can write entry data dot content, okay, and then here we can pass the new editor id. And yeah, so this function does not return anything, but it should return the new editor id. So return new editor, okay, and this is actually new editor id, okay. So now let's save, okay. Let's refresh this, add this image, okay, and let's write something here. So I'm going to write hi, how are you doing. Now I'm going to copy this. Okay, so this is still not working. Okay, so let's go below and let's see in the entries, so what we have here. So okay, so actually when we are writing something here, we are actually not saving that text at the same time, okay. So I think we need to do some more changes here. So when I do this, when I add or copy this, I want to actually first save the text of this text component inside our entries. Right now this does not do anything. If I add some more text from here, okay, and do something here, this will still not do something here. As you can see, the content is still null. So the reason is that we are not saving the content of this text component right away, but instead of that we are saving the content of this text component in our this upload hook when we actually start uploading this to the database, okay. So when we click on this to upload this whole data to the database, then we first get our content from this text component, then we pass it to the entries in our upload data store, and after we done that, then we start uploading that to the database, okay. And that is the reason why this is null right now. but in order to copy this same content, we have to have this same content in our store here. Okay, so for that reason, when we click on this, we want to add the content of the all text component inside our store, and then we can copy that content. So I hope you understand what I was talking about. So for that, we need to go above. So now here we are going to add one more thing, that would be use effect, and using this we are going to set the content of our store with this content. Okay, so here we can use this, and now here in the dependency we are going to pass the copy entry function. And now let's first get our editor here, so we can write const editor. Okay, and we are going to get our editor here, so we can write get editor function. Okay, get editor, and then pass the id, that would be entry id. Okay, and after that we can get the HTML content from this editor, so we can write const HTML content is equals to editor. If we have the editor, then we are going to get the editor dot get HTML. Okay, otherwise we are going to have empty string. Okay, and then we are going to update our entry, so we can write update entry, pass the entry id, and then pass the content, and that would be HTML content. Okay, so now let's save this and let's try to, so we have only one text component here, and we do not, let's actually remove this. So now if I copy and paste it, as you can see, this is working. Now if I write something else, hello world, how are you doing, okay, then we can click on this and then duplicate this. Okay, so yeah, I think we can just copy this from here and paste this inside this on click, and then we can pass this HTML content from here inside this here. Let's remove this. Okay, and here we are going to have HTML content, which will be a type of string, and then we can pass it here, HTML content. Okay, and I do not think we need the entry data. I think this should work now. Okay, so now when I make this, when I copy this, okay, as you can see, this is working. Now I'm going to write something again, because this was the same last time. So hi name Nema. Okay, and this is working. Okay, as you can see, we have some error here which is coming from the gallery menu, so this is not coming from this component, so that's good. So with that, we have checked all the menu for the text component, and we have already checked for the image component. I'm going to check for the video component. Okay, so let's first remove all this. Okay, this one as well. I'm going to add one more component here, which will be video component. Let's add this video, this video. Okay, let's make this first above, so this is working, below this is working, duplicate, this is working, and then I can delete this as well. So this is working as well. Now the last component, which is gallery component, click on this, add these images, not this many, these 3 images. Now I can click on this, duplicate this, working, make this above, so this is working, then below this is working, delete this, working. Okay, so these all are working in all the components. Okay, and now let's make our model here. So when we click on this, that model opens, and then we can select our category. So we are going to do here, so we have upload nav over here. Now I'm going to make one more component inside the component, so this will be tag component. So from here we are going to select the tag and as well as the category, so I'm going to call this tag component. okay, dot tsx, and we can remove this. Now this will be a dialog, so you can actually go here and use the sightscenes dialog, which is actually quite good, but I don't want to use the library much in this particular project. Since we have made all the components by ourselves, I want to continue that and make all the components by ourselves, but only for this particular case I have used the carousel here from the sightscene. And similarly, if we do find some things which is hard to make by ourselves, I'm going to use some packages or UI libraries, but if we are able to make that by ourselves, then we are going to do that, okay, instead of using some other library, okay. And this same goes for this dialog. We can make this dialog by ourselves, so I'm not going to actually use the dialog of sightscene. Yeah, you can use this, but we are going to make ourselves, okay. So let's go here, and we have our tag component. Now we are going to give this some classes. Give this a class name of, let's write it like this, so fixed and top 1/3, okay, and left 1/2, then minus translate x 1/2 and minus translate y 1/2, okay. After that w will be full, z would be 50, and after that we are going to use a hook here, a state, which will tell us if we want to show this dialog or not. So is continue open, so if this is true, then we are going to have scale 100, okay, opacity 100, and then we are going to have translate y 0. Otherwise we are going to have scale 0, opacity 0, and translate, which will be minus direction, so translate y of 96, okay. And now let's make this hook here. So go inside the hook, we are going to make one more hook, and that would be use continue store, okay, dot ts. And now here we can import the geostand, so create from geostand, and here we have types, which will be interface options, okay. And we are going to use react select, so the data type is value of string and label. So this is a data type that we use in the react select, so I'm making a type here. After that, interface continuous data, so continuous store, okay, and this will have is continuous, okay. This will be type of boolean. Then we are going to have on open continuous, so we can copy this, paste here, and this will be a function, a void function, okay. Copy this, so this will be the close. After that we are going to have the selected option, so selected option, and this will be a type of options or null. Now after this we are going to have text area value, okay, and that will be used for the tags, so this will be a type of string. After that we are going to have tags array, so we are going to extract the tags from our text area, which will be in type of array string. Now after that we are going to have set selected option, and this will take the option, this will be a type of options, okay, or null, and this will return nothing. After that we are going to set the text area, set text area value, and this will take the value, which will be a type of string, and this will return nothing. Then we are going to set the tag array, and this will take the value of of string, and this will return nothing as well. So this will take array of string. Okay, now after that we are going to have a function that would extract the tags. Okay, and this will take value from the text area and return nothing. Okay, now let's define these here. So export const use continuous store is equals to create and pass this type continuous, not this, continuous store set. Okay, now here is continuous will be false initially. Okay, and after that we are going to have on open continuous, and this will make the is continuous value to true. So we can write like this: set state is continuous, and this will be equals to true. Okay, and actually we can remove the state from here, and this will be still same. Okay, now we can write on close continuous, copy this, paste here, and make this false. Then we are going to have selected option, and this will be null. Then we are going to have text value empty string, then tags array empty array, and then we are going to have set selected option. This will take option, and then this will set our value, so selected option to be option. Then we are going to have set text area like this, then set tags array like this, and then we are going to define the extract tag. So extract tag, this will take the value. Okay, and now inside this we can write const tags is equals to value dot split by empty string. Okay, now after that we are going to filter the tags. So filter those which have hashtag at the start. So we can write tag dot starts with hashtag, and then we can map over this. So we can write dot map tag dot slice, and we can get the value after this hashtag. So we can write 1. Okay, and this way we are going to get the tags, which will be a type of array of string. Now after that we can set the tag array, and yeah, with this we are done with our continuous store. Let's save this, copy this, let's go to the tag component, and we can import that here. So we can add const, and let's import that, and we can get is continuous. Okay, I think this should be open. Okay, here and here as well is continuous open. Okay, and here as well open. Inside this, make one more div. Okay, give this a class name of w2/5 max w screen lg mx auto bg white p5 rounded xl and shadow 2xl. Now inside this we are going to have one more div. Okay, and inside that h1 tag. Okay, and give this a class name of font medium. Okay, mb2 pl1 and text sm. Then we can write select category. Now after that we are going to use React select here. So install this. So I have already installed that here, and then we can copy this component just below here, this one as well. We are going to import React select, and for now we are going to use these options. Later we are going to get the categories from our database. Okay, now we can write it like this. Now add a placeholder that would be category. Then after that we are going to have the value, and value will be selected option, so we can get that from here, selected option, and pass it here. Then we are going to have a function, so onChange handler, and this will do this. So this will select the option, so set selected option, and we can use set selected option here and pass the option, and I think that should solve the problem. Yeah, after that we can give this a style. So inside this add a control, and actually we can go here, custom style, not here, styles, and copy this and paste here, okay, and give border width of 2 pixels and border radius of 20 pixels. Okay, now after that, below this div, add one more div, give this a class name of my5, okay, and inside this div add a h1 tag, give this a class name of font medium, okay, mv2 pl1 text sm, okay, and inside that we can write tags, and add a span, give this a class name of text extra small font medium text neutral of 500, and here we can write a.g.hashtag web. Okay, now after that, below this we are going to add a text area. We can remove this, okay, and we are going to have the value. So the value will be text area, so text area value and set text area value. So let's go here, text area value, and then we can write onChange value, sorry, e, and set text area value e.target.value. okay, after that, below this div add one more div, give this a class name of flex item center justify between, and inside this we are going to have a button. Give this button a class name px3 py1 border of 1 pixels and border neutral of 700, then rounded full and text neutral of 700. okay, and here we can write inside this cancel. Now after that, make one more button here. Okay, give this a class name of px3, okay, just like above, py1 border of 1 pixels, border neutral of 700, rounded full, text white, bg neutral 800. okay, and here we can write save. And one more thing, we are going to extract the tags here as well, so we can write it like this, okay, and we can write extract. Let's go above, let's import that first. So extract tags and pass the target value. So we can just copy this and paste here. Now we are going to add a function here, on click handler. So this will actually close this whole model. So we are going to add set on close continuous. So this will on close continuous, and actually on clicking this we are going to save our data. So this will be save upload data, or we can just write save short. So let's go above, and here we can write that function const save short, and this will be like this. For now we are not going to write anything. This will be done in the next video when we are done with the authentication, and this will be actually last part. So yeah, this will not take any time, so but we are not going to do this right now. Okay, that is pretty much for the tag component. Now let's save this, and let's copy this and go to the upload name, import it here, this hook. We can remove all this, and only this on continuous function will be there. Okay, and on clicking this we are going to open that on, we are going to open that. So on open, on open, I think I imported wrong. This should be on open continuous, and we can use it here. Now let's save, go back here, and when I click on this, okay, I need to add this model as well. So let's go here. So I need to add this in the layout. We have a layout here, so I can add it here, tags component. Okay, now let's click this. Okay, so I need to make this a client component first. Use client. Okay, so right now when I click on this, you can see this is going to be something like this. Okay, I need to add the classes on the tags as well, and so the color should be pink here instead of red. That is much better. And then we can add some classes here. So add a class name here, w full, outline none. Okay, border of 2 pixels, focus border pink of 500, border gray of 500, rounded LG and P2, and now we have something like this and this. Okay, so yeah, this is all for this model. Now we do not want this to open when we are on the step 1, or when we do not have any kind of data. So we can get the data here, const use upload store. Okay, entries, let's cut it from here, not here. I think go to the upload name and here. Now first we are going to check if the entries, so if the entries dot length is greater than 0, then we are going to have this. Okay, otherwise we are not going to open this. So now when I click this will not open until I add something. Okay, and if I actually delete this, okay, and this one as well, and now if I try to continue this will not open. I have to add something, so of course this will also not open since we do not have anything. So I can add a condition here. So you can add a condition here that you cannot delete all the entries here, so that would be good as well. So now if I click on this will open, and we can add the categories and everything else, and then we can save this. Okay, okay, so yeah, with that we are done with our tag model as well. Now we are almost done. Now only thing that is remaining is the authentication and uploading of our data, and also uploading of our media to the Clerk. So in the next video we are going to do all these 3 things, and with that we will be completing our upload section. Okay.